Okay, I think it's hot enough that I finally agree. We need to stop fracking. Yeah, we gotta stop fracking. It's getting too hot. All right, what's up, guys? Just got to Rome. Quite a journey. I had to take a red eye straight from a meeting and didn't really sleep on the plane. I had a baby right next to me. Almost had a dog next to me too, but he ended up taking 2 empty seats, and so I had an empty seat next to me. But that didn't really help. I didn't really sleep that much. So I'm just going to try and power through today. As soon as I got here, I realized that my converter, the fuse is blown. So first thing I have to do is go and get a fuse. I think I have enough juice on my laptop to have this next meeting that's coming up. And then I'm going to go do some errands first thing here. I have to also finish my itinerary and finish booking a flight back because I don't know where I'm going to be. I might stop by Ireland. I might fly out of London because that seems like the cheapest flight yet. I will also be working here. So kind of getting a taste of the digital nomad life. I keep getting lost on Google Maps, but you know what's really beautiful is all these alleys behind me. Getting lost in a post-decline colonial power is pretty beautiful. I made friends with a Bangladeshi store owner who told me where to get the fuse, but the place is closed tonight. So first thing in the morning, being a tourist, buying a fuse for my adapter and having a dead laptop tonight, but that's totally fine. So I just had the biggest local experience buying a fuse finally. Going to a hardware store with a bunch of tradesmen. Bought a fuse for 30 cents, which is probably the cheapest thing I'll buy while I'm here. I'm away for such a long time, I still have to get some work done. So I have to head back in the middle of the day to take some Zoom calls, but I'm gonna go and try to get some lunch. Had a late start today. I went to get a quick breakfast. Apparently an Italian breakfast is like an espresso standing at the espresso bar and croissant, which they call cornet. I took some Duolingo classes before I got here, but I think I have exhausted my classes. I see this beautiful garden with these huge gates. Don't know what it is, but let's find out. Looks like it's something called Palazzo Barberini. Look at this place. Look how beautiful it is. This room that I just walked into is a dead rich guy's house. I wonder if they're going to do this for P. Diddy and Bill Cosby too, generations later. Wow, check this out. Apparently the Barberini person started as a bishop in the Catholic Church, so not so much Diddy and Cosby, more like Joel Osteen, mega church pastor. All of Rome feels like this huge open-air museum because wherever you go, there's a historical monument that's thousands of years old everywhere. Like I'm just walking around and I just see the Colosseum right in front of me. It's crazy. And then over here is something that's under construction, but you can tell it's super old, thousands of years old. And then there's Kung Fu Panda, which is an old movie, but that doesn't count. But behind him, something much older. I'm literally burning up right now. I understand why my mother and father left India because it's so fucking hot. I cannot stand this. Coming back for my second siesta of the day. This Hotel City is where I'm staying. Got room 102, which is nice and quaint. Perfect for one person. This is where I've been taking my Zoom meetings. I was so full, had to lay down, shower again because I was so sweaty. But now I'm just going to walk around tonight and see what Rome is like at night. So here we are arriving at the Spanish Steps, and people are just hanging out here chilling by the fountain. I think this lady's about to go in. I kind of want to see someone fall in here. So there's a lot of fountains that the water's drinkable. I don't know if it's here. She might get E. coli or cholera in a few hours. But yeah, there are a lot of fountains where you can drink and fill up your water from, just not this one. I am now on the hunt for one of those water fountains that I can drink out of. And I hear running water. Here we go. There's apparently 2,400 of these fountains all over Rome that help take pressure out of the plumbing system. But this is all drinkable. It's actually cold. It tastes really good. Okay, back to the hotel if I can find my way back without a map. Yep, I see my hotel from here. And we're home. And the AC is definitely not enough. It's this tiny little thing here. And I do not feel like I am inside at all. So I will wish you guys a good night and see you tomorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, day 3 in Rome. I am feeling jet lagged. I think it's catching up with me. I also had breakfast at the hotel because there's not enough protein in the food here. And I keep getting hungry. I think I have an American appetite. I'm going to walk around a bit. I know it's going to be freaking hot. And I'm going to go look at some more menswear. So I got to the first menswear place I wanted to go to called Barba Napoli. But it is closed for 3 weeks for the holidays. Okay, so I just got finished with the store buying a bunch of stuff. It was actually something that I was trying to buy from the US, but their website doesn't work. So it was just like fortune that I came across it because I wasn't planning on going there. So I bought a lot more than I was planning to because that was my first stop, and I have to walk around with this bag everywhere. I had an awkward moment with an Italian lady and her dog. Her dog kept wanting to get pet. The dog wouldn't leave, and she thought I spoke Italian. Apparently I look Italian, and she just kept talking to me. And the only thing I understood was no, and then I repeated no, and she's like, no. So also that's a very common tactic to get people to speak more, is just repeat what they said. It convinces them you're listening. Like I just convinced this Italian grandma that I was listening to her. So I'm sorry, Grandma, I didn't understand what you were saying, but you had a cute dog. Now I'm headed back to the hotel. It is cooling down a little bit, but I'm gonna go back, take a shower, and edit some videos and chill in the AC of the bus. So see you guys in a bit. Okay, successfully completed my siesta and headed out to dinner. Walking towards Trevi Fountain to check out what it is at night. That's my last night in Rome. All right, time to move to Bologna. Good morning, everyone. I'm about to meet my brother in Bologna and head to the train station. Let's get going. Home for one day. Let's go see my brother. Okay, I'm gonna pretend this is the first time that I see my brother because this time he is dressed. Last time he was naked doing this. But now he is dressed. How's your flight?
It was a good flight. I didn't really sleep very much. And the guy next to me was wearing 2 watches, one on either wrist, and that really bothered me. He seemed like a very domestic guy, you know what I'm saying?
Like violent?
No. Like, he doesn't leave the country much.
Oh, got it. Okay. All right, time for an espresso, guys. All right, where we wanted to go is closed, so walk in here.
Can I do a macchiato? Macchiato.
So the main reason we're on this trip is to go to OF, which in my mind is OnlyFans, but it actually stands for...
Do you know the name of the restaurant?
I don't know the name of the restaurant. What is it?
Osteria Francesca.
And it's been featured in a couple shows, including Chef's Table and... What's the other one? Master Nut.
It was actually the first Chef's Table episode.
It was the first Chef's Table episode. I have not watched it yet. Azim told me not to watch it, so looking forward to that tomorrow night.
My friend Jacqueline, who made us the reservation, she ended up canceling it. I realized I'd never confirmed with her that we were going, and after like 5 minutes of her freaking out and me internally freaking out but telling her it's going to be okay, she saw that the reservation was available online, and so she texted me to book it immediately, and I was able to book it myself. It was the only reservation available for the next 3 months.
How long after she canceled it did she reach out to you?
It had been at least like 4 to 6 hours. I think it might have been the day before. I didn't know what we would have done.
Yeah, we're done.
Please let me in, please.
So we're meeting up our food tour guide. We're in Emilia-Romagna, which is the food valley of Italy, according to this tour guide. My brother just told me that Bologna is the best food city in Italy. It is seriously impressive how many food stalls they have.
Okay, enjoy.
This thing is really good with some dried tomatoes and cheese on the inside. She said cream cheese. This is our first stop of our food tour. It's really good. Reprimanded a little bit for getting some extracurricular food.
I literally had like it's really good. I literally had like a stale 10-hour-old sandwich that was sitting in my backpack all flight. That's all I've eaten today. She keeps talking about all this great food and then not giving it to me.
I was kind of pissed when we stopped last time and she beat us. How's the food tour so far?
Not much food, but a lot of tour.
Second stop review.
A lot of food. Maybe a little too much. I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat pasta, but I think we can persevere.
Look at my brother's shirt. Look at this. This is where Anthony Bourdain cut his teeth, I guess, in New York.
This lady on the flight was like, "Oh, that's where Anthony Bourdain works." Obviously, that's why I'm wearing this shirt. But I responded very nicely, "Yeah, that is." And she was like, "I loved Anthony Bourdain," and I was like, "Yeah, me too." And then I walked to my seat. I usually get at least 1 or 2 comments every time I wear this shirt.
Real charmer, my brother. And this lady. Off to our third stop with food. We're getting some pasta. Are you excited?
Can you interview me after the meal and I can let you know how it was?
Yeah, I also want some water. We were dehydrated. I don't think Europeans believe in water.
This is from like 3 days ago. Yeah, they probably cut these very.
I'm sure they cut these locks off. All right, gelato was the last stop. Food tour over. Trying to find somewhere with great air conditioning. I'm still hungry, so preferably something with food and air conditioning. Let's see where we end up. We're having aperitifs, Aperol spritz, bologna sandwiches. We're headed back to the hotel. We're going to take the scenic route. My camera's about to die, so let's see how much content we can shoot. I think I'm officially jet lagged because I could not sleep till 4 a.m. We're going to hang around the city and head to the airport later to pick up a car to drive to Modena. Okay, bye. I'm taking this slow elevator down with all our luggage. Bye. We're about to drop our bags off to the front desk and get some lunch here before we head back to the airport. Thank you. Give us some more language lessons.
A single.
Mi scusi.
That's when you touch someone inappropriately, right? You say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to say that one. It's probably the way.
So we're headed to lunch right now. We're here. Ercole Colombiana. Some strawberries and cream and tiramisu. Thoughts?
It's fruit and cream. It's good.
All right, we're gonna try to fit all our stuff in this tiny little cab. All right, we just went to the rental car desk and paid for an upgrade. There are no more regular ones left. I feel like the guy fleeced us, but oh well, we'll have a big car.
We have 100 miles. Yeah, unlimited mileage. We should drive all around Italy. Appreciate the hell out of this car. Get our $500 for it.
We are at a hotel. We're making a little pit stop after much ado. All right, we got some tips from the front desk lady. We also left a tip at the hotel. And we're on the way to a cafe. Okay, this is a relatively big car for Italy, but we successfully parked. Beautiful little villages covered all over the Italian countryside, and we just drove to one. Thoughts about the town?
Should have brought my sunglasses.
That was a huge mistake.
Man of culture. These little towns are absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. Apparently you can buy one of these houses from a abandoned town for like 30, 40, $50,000. Some of them you can buy for $1, but I think that's a little bit more rural. But it would be an amazing place to retire. I feel kind of bad because they had to turn the lights in the kitchen on. This restaurant staff guy is really mad at us ordering food. He keeps turning the lights on and off whenever someone orders. Some chicken bologna, and then what's the fish thing called that we got?
We actually got mortadella and bacalao fritters. Bacalao is salted cod, common in consumed throughout Europe.
We finished our little village stop, and now we're headed to the Ferrari Museum. That Ferrari horse. So we're just pulling up to the Ferrari Museum. Apparently there's a Ferrari factory too, but you have to own a Ferrari to take a tour there. Maybe next year. Thoughts?
Can you get me a Ferrari, please?
Yeah, just pick one. I'll get you whatever you want. What did you think about the Ferrari Museum?
It was quite small. Probably wouldn't recommend to most people unless you're a car enthusiast.
Yeah, it was 35 euros. I think I would have been okay paying 25 euros. We just pulled up to our hotel in Modena, so we're going to change. Then we're going to head to the city center. Okay, we are dressed, about to go to the restaurant. The whole reason why we came.
I actually have a lot of plans while I'm here. This is the only reason Showman is here.
Yeah, well, the main reason I'm here is to see my brother, also to eat at this restaurant, which I just learned the name 2 days ago. Yeah, let's go. All right, here we are. They gave us some parting gifts. Oh. Okay, Azim, what are your thoughts on dinner?
Service was good. An interesting menu. Some accommodations I've never had before. In general, not the greatest tasting menu I've had. It's fine. Solid 5.5, 6. Which honestly is not that bad. Yeah. Because you factor in price obviously in these things.
I'd agree with Azim. It was really good. Not blown away by the Michelin Guide's recommendation system. I would not give it 3 stars going out of the way. I think it's more of a 1 or 2 star place. We came back directly after the dinner last night and we all passed out, and now we're on the move again. We're gonna, I think, have lunch in Modena and then drive down to Florence. We are back in Modena exploring, spending like an hour here in the town. This is where we ate last night. I saw this Ducati and I'm like, I'm pretty sure we saw this Ducati last night. What do you think about this rule?
I think there are many dogs that are cleaner than people. If I had a dog, I would bring it into the market and see if they would stop me. And if they did, I would panic and sound as American as possible, as if I didn't understand the instructions.
And this is the Frenchie. The classic, yeah, the classic one is the Frenchie.
So this is the town square in Modena, the piazza. It's Monday, not a lot of people here. We just finished eating some snacks at the market. We stopped by this restaurant to get a few coffees, take a break, and now we're about to head back to the car and start our road trip to Florence, which is roughly 2.5 hours. We had a bit of a challenge parking this car or finding how to get here, but we're finally at our hotel. All right, here is our room in Florence. What do you think?
The air conditioning is American. Small room, but really well located in Florence. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
Okay, explain to a 5-year-old how good the AC is.
How do I talk to a 5-year-old? Cold, good. What the fuck?
Leave your babies with my brother for daycare. He's gonna treat them like they are deaf and they can only read lips. AC's very cold. Hey, look at my brother's new sunglasses.
They're not used
Turn around. Jean-Paul Gaultier. Oh, they're vintage. They're sick. All right, we're crossing the river now to North Florence, I believe. And it's a bit more touristy, apparently. I feel like this entire town is touristy based on where we've been driving through. All right, we've branched off the main tourist thoroughfare. The street is still pretty busy. We want to eat at this restaurant, but they are sold out on the phone. So we're going to see if we can score a reservation. Peaks. Hordes of people here in Florence. We just finished lunch and we are headed to get a coffee at a cafe. And we're trying to walk away from the square so it's not as touristy, but every street we turn, there are hundreds of people. Florence, I've heard great things about you, but I prefer the vibes with fewer people. Azim, what do you think about cafe culture here in Italy?
I like it's primarily espressos, so you're not really consuming an inordinate amount of caffeine at one time. Like in the US, someone drinking a cold brew, I think, is just a really poor allocation of your total caffeine consumption because it's all at once versus, having multiple espressos throughout the day, same amount of caffeine keeps you sustained longer. I'm normally used to just having one cup of coffee a day, and I try and wait until noonish. 11:30, like right before lunch. Here, I'm kind of just having an espresso whenever I feel like it, and I feel great, so.
Solid thoughts, solid thoughts. All right, we just took a siesta and now we're heading to dinner. Hospitality staff is super kind. The manager is walking us to a gelato place. She's super sweet. We have left Florence. We will not be returning. We started the day. We just made it to this small town. We are meeting our guide from our truffle tour. So we're about to go hunt some truffles with some puppies. All right, we have arrived at the bottom of the hill that we'll be truffle hunting on. Oh.
Truffles that are edible to us.
What's that? Yeah, I am.
How's the truffle hunt going?
It's fun. It's a lot of waiting. You kind of have to wait for the dog to be ready to look. So I found one right now. If you wanna take a look. So the dog's in a pretty inaccessible area, but it looks around, and once it starts digging, I don't know who the is going down there to get a truffle, but we might have a dog stuck down there. The dog is an idiot, yeah, so I don't really have faith in him getting out. I think we're carving a little hole for him to go through. Oh, he's close. He's gonna make it. He's gonna make it. Wow. Just the stuff of movies. Couldn't write this if I tried. How we doing?
I'll call it 00.
Yeah. Eat what we do.
Let's see a perfect meal. Look up.
Boys over there.
Look for you.
So last night we were all pooped from truffle hunting, and then afterwards we went on a wine tour, wine tasting. So we just got into Siena, parked, and then had to take a taxi because we can't enter the city. Only taxis and residents with cars registered can enter the city. And then we had a morning we got to sleep in finally, since we've been on the move a lot. And now we're at this beautiful estate. I'm walking through their herb garden now, but they have so many facilities here. A golf course, bocce ball court, a pool, a vineyard, olive plantation with the olive oil press. Every corner you turn is extremely picturesque. It'd be beautiful to have a wedding here. Okay, so we just finished lunch at this very beautiful estate, and we are heading to the winery. We're just taking a walk, beautiful walk amongst these hills, mountains. I don't know if it qualifies for mountains. Probably does. This estate is on 2,000 hectares or 5,000 acres in freedom units. It's owned by the Ferragamo family. My brother has him as a client. He invited my brother here, and my brother was kind enough to have us join. Service has been awesome. They have also hunting on the grounds. You could come to Italy and just stay here the entire time for a week, and you wouldn't miss out on anything because they have all types of activities, including yoga and cooking classes. I bet you could do some truffle hunting here too, but they just need some dogs for that. I think it's about to start raining, but we wanted to sneak back to where we had lunch after our wine tour, which is beautiful. We also got to see the vineyard. This is the tower that is the highlight of the property. It was built in 1180, a very long time ago. But the family that owns it now, the Ferragamo family, came into possession of this with some investors by buying it back in 2003. So the hotel starts at $2,500 a night for tonight. I think it goes down to $2,000, and all the way up to $7,000 or $8,000 a night for some of the villas. It feels amazing because it was hotter today. My hair's all over the place. Also, the guide was super sweet. Said I look like Dev Patel, which is the second time I've got that this month. Love Dev Patel. Think he's a handsome dude. So nice compliment from her. She was super friendly and funny. And she hooked us up because we were friends of Massimo. Overall, an amazing day. I'm very happy that we got to spend some time sleeping in and taking our time. I'm really excited to go back to Siena and look around the city there. However, this is well worth the hour drive out of the city. Any thoughts on the estate?
It's pretty beautiful. It's really great what they've done with it. When you think about what it looked like when they bought it, there was no hotel, there was no golf course, it was just villas and empty land. They restored the winery, increased production capacity, beautiful golf course, beautiful hotel, but they still kept a lot of historical touches. And a fun fact is the inspiration for the Mona Lisa is part of the family that owned this in the 14th century. Such a beautiful estate, 1,500 feet above sea level, so you have a view in every direction.
So we just got back to Siena from the vineyard. My friends and my brother are grabbing a drink in this beautiful piazza in the middle of Siena. I'm just watching people walk around and enjoy the weather. Apparently, they celebrate for a couple months until October, someone was telling me, the neighborhood that wins the race. They're just walking through with sort of a parade, probably all the residents of that neighborhood right behind me. Siena is absolutely remarkable because you can just wander these streets, and because of the hills, you find these hidden viewpoints that are not on the map or that aren't very popular. Absolutely beautiful city. I could spend a week here. And highly recommend. Not that many tourists. The razor messed up, so I shaved. That's why I look different. We just finished lunch at a really nice Bib Gourmand, Michelin recommended spot, and we already put our bags in the car and checked out our Airbnb, and then we are headed to Port Ercole. Last few moments in Siena, but it is absolutely beautiful. Next time I want to spend at least 4 or 5 days here. Okay, just a reminder that I'm still working while I'm on this trip because the whole drive from Siena down to Port Ercole Probably saying that wrong. I was working and I still didn't get all my stuff done. So about an hour and a half just doing emails and had to spend another 30 minutes in the room. My brother and our friends have tried to figure out the parking situation because this is a small village. But now I'm done and I'm looking at this beautiful view behind me. And I want to go diving. So I'm going to walk down the street to the scuba shop, which is next door, and ask if they have any trips going out tomorrow morning. We're supposed to go to a beach club, but I want to see if I can get out and get back before our beach club thing. But I'm just going to get some more information right now. Okay, so here's our Airbnb. And there's the dive shop at the end of the street. Super convenient. Okay, booking that dive was surprisingly easy. This dive shop is pretty affordable. 50 euros per dive and only 35 euros to rent all your equipment. They're super nice. And now I am walking along the water to meet up with my brother and our friends. I just got done doing 2 dives this morning and I woke up really early for it. I'm famished right now. All I had was a banana. And if you've ever done scuba diving, it burns anywhere from 600 to 800 calories an hour. And I did 2 hours of it, so I'm about to eat a bunch. My brother and our friends are at La Rocca Beach Club already, so I'm heading there and might clean them out of all the food they have left. But beautiful view behind me. Saw huge lobster, which is rare for how shallow we went. We went to like 18, 19 meters was the max. But we saw the lobster at like 10 meters. Beautiful diving. Haven't been in 2 years. And yeah, I'll show you what the beach club looks like. All right, this beach club is not the beach club I was expecting. Like I've been to in Vegas, but I'm glad because I just woke up from a nap, which I would not be able to take in loud music spot. But this is, everyone's kind of left. It wasn't that busy to begin with. And we're headed back to the hotel because it's not connected to the hotel that it's affiliated with. What do we think of Porto or Ercole?
It's pretty. Ooh. I certainly wouldn't recommend anyone come here on vacation unless they're like on their honeymoon or just trying to relax at the hotel or the beach club.
Okay, what did we think about the beach club?
It was really nice. It's a rocky beach, but the water is great. Had some pretty shitty food, so I wouldn't recommend eating there, but it's a great place to hang out.
Okay, my brother is about to drop me off to the train station. That concludes my time in Italy. Any parting words, comments?
Well, you're the one leaving, so you should probably give your parting words and comments.
Bye, drop me off to the train station, and then I'm gonna train to Rome, and then I'm gonna fly to Dublin, Ireland. So he's about to give me a kiss, and then we're gonna go by. Okay.